So let's start. Make sure you have your blocks. Make sure you have your blankets. I do want to get some restful stuff in today. And I do want to start with something so I don't forget. Something that my cousin taught me. She is a chiropractor, and my son went to see her yesterday for the first time. And his body is shaping into a computer desk body, and he's not even 13. So there was something very simple that she had him do, and I'm going to show that to you in a moment. But let's start by sitting and finding our breath. And in finding the breath, if you're holding on to any used air and you're forgetting to take that full breath, this is the time that you notice that. This is the time where you have your attention on the breath and you can say, oh, I'm not taking my full inhalation, or oh, my exhalation isn't complete. So observe it. Let yourself, let your attention sense the rhythm of the breath. Focus your attention in the chest as you watch the breathing system. And returning this attention to this moment, to the experience of the body in this moment, returning attention to the breath. Feeling your presence in this body. Fully present in the chest. And then fully present throughout the whole body. So send your attention and feel down below the chest, through the rest of the trunk and through the legs. And feel your attention and your presence from the chest upward to the head. And again, feel your attention, your presence through from the chest down into the arms and the hands. Completely embodying this material manifestation that is the body. And let's let our practice be about that simply feeling our presence in this body and watching that process. So now let's start to cultivate a deeper breath, taking a longer breath in and a longer breath out. Breathing fully, feeling now more expansion in the trunk as it grows upwards towards the head and then draws back in and down towards the belly. We're going to keep developing this breath as we now start to move the body a little bit. And you can stay seated like this, or if you're tired of sitting like this, you can sit on the heels or even kneel. What we're going to do is simply inhale and take the hands forward, but keep the elbows bent, keeping the elbows in towards the waist. And the palms are flipped up. And then we'll simply start to take the hands over to the right, keeping the elbows hugged in. Now from here, take about 3 deep breaths. We're squeezing the shoulders back, we're opening the chest, we're activating the upper back. very simple. And after these 3 breaths, we'll exhale and just release the hands down to the knees and let the arms relax, let the back relax for a moment. And then again, on the next inhalation, from here we can just lift the arms up as they are, but hug the elbows in towards the waist and squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other and take 3 deep breaths. This is a simple movement to do through the day. She advised 30 seconds to a minute once an hour to help undo what we do at our computers. As you're doing this, draw the chin in a little bit, getting a little chin tuck. And then exhale, release down. We'll do this one more time before we do. Just relax the arms, relax the chest, the upper back. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift the forearms up, bring the elbows in towards the waist, and squeeze the shoulders back. Put a little bit more effort into this. Draw the chin in. And exhale, release the arms down. Let's just lower the chin a bit towards the chest, kind of bringing the chin in towards the neck at the same time so that the head isn't collapsed and the shoulders aren't collapsed. Stretching the back of the neck. And we'll lift the head back up and switch the order of the ankles for a moment. Just lean back and switch the feet, just so we can have the legs in an even, through an even experience. And let's take the arms forward and the palms together, and then really bring the fingers away from the shoulders, drawing them forward. Of course, they won't, relatively speaking, be that different, right? Since they're all connected to the same limb of the arm. But taking them further forward, we'll say maybe from the spine, we can say, take the fingers forward away from the spine, really rounding through the shoulders, taking another deep breath, staying tall in the back. And then this time we'll go ahead and bring the palms down and start to take the elbows back, directly back, squeezing here, and we'll hold for 3 deep breaths. So now we feel a different part of the upper back activated. One more deep breath. This will help us relieve tension as well in the front and back body. Let's take the hands forward, bring the palms together, really send the fingers away from the spine, but keeping the back tall. And then let's go ahead and exhale, palms down, take the elbows back. 3 deep breaths. Bring the arms forward, palms together. One last time here. So let's just take a couple deep breaths, sending hands forward, feeling those shoulders pull forward. And then on the next exhalation, palms down, take the elbows back. Strengthening the upper back will help us keep this chest open in the times where we're just unconsciously being in this body and forgetting about it. We want to train the body to be in a different position when we're consciously not attuned to it. A better position. And then we'll release the arms down onto the legs, and you could just flip the palms up. Take a few deep breaths. And start to move through the body a little bit more. We want to feel our system settle. Relaxing through the face, through the shoulders, arms, trunk, legs. Take a clearing breath in through the nose first. Release out through the mouth. Feel that release. Now let's come to hands and knees into table posture. So coming forward. We have the wrists down, the knees down under the hips, and let's just start to move through cat-cow, inhaling, belly sinking, head lifting. Exhale, belly engaging, head sending down. Continue like this. See if you can get as much activity in the belly as possible when you lift it up towards the back and round the back. The bottom of that exhale, you empty. The lungs are empty. There's more space to press into with the belly. And then relaxing. It's really easy to go through cat-cow with much less effort. I know because I've done it. So putting a little bit more effort into it and then benefiting directly. Okay, we're going to be balancing a little bit with the support of the knee though. So let's come to neutral spine, and then let's kickstand the left foot over to the left. Keep the left palm planted, extend the right foot to the back of the mat, that leg straightens up, and then we'll lift the right arm up. So a little bit of pressure on this left arm, and the arms pressing away from each other, and we could bring our attention to the left shoulder blade and the surrounding muscles. And then let's lift the right leg, so a little bit of strengthening before we stay in rest and postures. Right leg lifting. As you exhale, take the knee to the elbow, and let's help the hip flexor activate and the obliques activate. Then we'll straighten on the inhalation. We could take the right arm up and over, and then exhale, knee to elbow. So we've gone through 2 times. Let's go through 5 times total. Finding that contraction on the exhalation, the lengthening and expansion on the inhalation. And I think this is our 5th. Then we'll just find this length here and just dwell in this for a moment, taking that right arm up and over, feeling the weight on the left arm and what the arm has to do to support the body here. Feeling the back muscles nice and strong, the low back. One more breath. And then exhale the right hand and the right knee down. And then we'll switch sides. So we just kick that right foot slightly to the right. Take the left foot to the back of the mat as you straighten the leg. And then send that left arm up. So first just sensing the right shoulder blade. So if you don't feel it, then you need to send the shoulder back a little bit. Then when you're ready, lift the left leg. You have a little bit more weight on that right arm, and then the exhalation, knee to elbow. Inhalation, finding that length, sending the left arm up and over as you straighten arm and leg. 4 more times, exhaling. Inhaling. And once you've completed those 4, then you find that length, sending the hand and the left foot away from each other. Attentive to the body as you feel your presence in this body. And then exhaling the hand and the knee down. Let's rest in child's posture before we go further. So knees apart maybe, hips down, head down. See what feels good for the arms if you want to extend them or if you want to let them release and relax. 2 or 3 deep breaths. Still focus on embracing this physical body with your attention, with your presence, feeling the space of the body. And then we're going to maybe take a clearing breath if that feels good to you, releasing any past tensions. And then we'll rise up to table posture, hands and knees. I'd like to do some work while we're standing on the knees. So if you need a blanket underneath the knees, feel free to get them. We do want something more stable than folding over these because we're going to be moving the legs. So folding over the sides of the mat, not so much going to work. You could fold the short sides over though, the back side, if needed. So we have hands to hips for a moment. Let's take the hands behind and to the sacrum and just find a little bit of a back bend. Squeeze the glutes first, pull the pelvis in, and then begin to lift the heart upwards. So we're not going to go too far, just right here. And then as you exhale, bring the head back, start with the back to center, then the head. Then just lower into a child's posture without bringing the knees apart. So wherever they are, just find that if the head has to hang there, then that's fine. You know, just we're here for a moment. Then we'll go ahead and lift back up, take the hips back so we can engage the glutes again, pull the pelvis in and start to lift the heart up. And then on the exhalation, come back to center, but the head comes up last. Exhale, hips back down towards the heels, lower down. And then let's take a few more of these. Inhaling. You want to feel maybe like an unfolding process. So this is the time where I'm going to talk about it a lot because it's relevant. It's this beautiful mirror of what is happening with our earth. If you're in an area that it's spring, right? We all are. We're practicing together. And so just folding and unfolding and really filling up into this feeling of unfolding, of opening up to light. Exhaling, lowering. Just a few more of these. And then once we fold one more time into child's posture, we're going to hold that camel posture and we'll stay there for a moment. Really fill the body completely as you feel this opening to, you can feel actual external light, or you can really focus on internal light, inner light, or both at the same time. Maybe drawing it right into the chest, or feeling it in your innermost being, which you might locate in deep into the chest. And let's come to neutral spine. Head rises last. We're going to step the right foot forward and scooch the foot forward enough so that when you sink in and really relax in, you have the right knee over the right ankle. You could start to feel the left thigh open up, especially here, a little higher up towards the hip crease. Now I'd like you to just feel out the arms and see where it would feel really good for you, where you would benefit in your position of the arms. So if the hands are good here, keep them there. If you want to open up the chest even more and send the arms back, or reach them upwards, or take the hands behind and interlace the fingers, find the position and be in it completely. Another deep breath. We're going to be bringing the hands down around the right foot. If you have blocks nearby, you want to put those by there for the hands in case you have a lot of tightness that you're dealing with. We're going to slowly start to straighten the right leg. Send the hips back enough so that you can flex the foot. And we're not going to sit all the way, because what we're going to do is move between this. We're going to move into a lunge and lift the chest. And then we're going to exhale and send the hips back, straighten the leg, and then flex the foot. So a few more of these. Inhaling, bending, lifting the heart, keeping the hands down. Exhaling, sending hips back, straightening leg, flexing foot. Keep going. Make sure the head is really moving with this. So maybe even tucking the chin in as you sink. And lifting the chin up as you draw forward. Now once or twice more. So we're going to be meeting in that lunge with the knees sending forward and the hands are down, right? From here, you're going to find a variation that suits you in this time. So being fully present in the body, you would feel this out and know immediately. So you might roll over the toes and send the left foot down and fold over straight legs. Or you might find a standing splits with that left leg risen. So those are two options. You can choose between those two, or if there's something else that feels right to you, go ahead and let yourself be there. But the main emphasis is in stretching the right leg with that leg straight. So you can even find a seat and fold over a straight right leg, or even bent, but the foot is flexed. There's a 90-degree angle between the foot and the leg. Of course, if you're in your pyramid, it's not so much that 90-degree angle. So just see what feels right. And then we're going to take about 5 more deep breaths. Maybe visit a little bit of everything. So another breath, and we're just going to retreat. So we're going to let ourselves reverse and find our way to a child's posture before we go into the other side. Completely lowering, releasing the head down. Couple deep breaths. And let's rise up into table. Bring the knees under the hips so you can come back to standing on the knees. We're starting with hands to hips, but then from here we'll find that lunge. So step the left foot forward and then scooch it forward enough so that you can really get the foot, front foot and back knee apart, and then get left knee over left ankle. So we're here for a moment where we're going to find that position for the arms that is going to benefit us for this very moment. So being alert to what that means for you, and then taking that appropriate action. Couple deep breaths. We'll have the hands down around the left foot. Maybe the hands are going to be on blocks. And then from here, we're switching so that we start to send the hips back, straighten the left leg, and flex the left foot. Of course, just straighten it as best as you can. It doesn't have to extend all the way. And then we'll plant the foot and sink in and lift the head and start to alternate again between a bit of a fold as you send the hips back and the head down, and then a little bit of a lunge as you bend into left knee, lift the heart and the head. We're working with prana, so you want that breath to start first and propel the body into that movement. Fully engaged in this motion a little bit longer. A couple more. Now you're going to find your variation, some sort of fold where the focus is on the left leg again. So again, you can find a seat and do that, or you can come to standing with both feet planted, fold over the left leg, or find a standing splits or anything else in between. About 4 more deep breaths. Okay, when you're ready, start to reverse out of this and retreat into child's posture, where we'll rest for about 5 deep breaths. Let's clear the breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Now let's, for a moment, we've been focusing on being fully present in this body. Let's just let yourself feel fully present in the space of your physical practice. So feeling the physical practice itself and kind of feeling into that and spreading into it, filling it up, embracing the practice of yoga that you are engaged in. It's mindful movement. consistent awareness and direction of your attention as you use the body. Let's take a deep breath in again and exhale out. So we're going to be coming into a hare posture, and then we'll find a variation of it. So it's a baby headstand, so we can get the blood flowing towards the brain a little bit. So you can have knees apart, or you can bring them a little closer together. We want to see if we can get the hands back towards the feet and kind of hold the heels, hold the ankles, this general area. And then begin to lift the hips up and place the crown of the head on the mat. And then start to like stretch the back. Like you're trying to take the back upwards, or you're trying to release. You have like a little tension between the arms and the feet, the legs. So you're going to feel the shoulder blades really pull apart here. Take another deep breath while we're in this position. And then release down. Then we'll find the other variation of this. So take a nice deep breath in and out. And now we'll have the head placed in the same spot, but let's take the hands behind the tailbone first, interlace the fingers, maybe squeeze the shoulders a little bit back, and then you notice that the head will lift. Then begin to lift the hips up so you can find the crown of the head to the mat again. And now we're taking those arms up and over. So letting that weight be felt. So you take the crown of the head and let it push into the mat. Another deep breath. We're going to release the hands down to the mat, press into the palms to lift the head into table, and then come back to standing on the knees for a moment. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Let's go back, I think, one more time into camel, and then we're going to, I think, come to our backs or something like that. So see if you want to go into a deeper position. You can roll over the toes maybe, and if you can find the heels easily enough, then you're halfway there. And then you simply start to squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, take the head back slightly. That's a variation of camel, or you can keep the glutes engaged, focus on keeping that lower activity in the body as you find your back bend. Of course, the deeper variation is hands to the heels with tops of the feet down. About 2 more deep breaths. And then reverse out. Come to neutral spine. And then come to, let's come to seated. So we'll cross ankles. Find a seat. And actually bring the soles of the feet together. So we've kind of gone back and forward a whole lot of times. Let's go forward again. So soles of the feet together. You can take the shoulders back for a moment, holding the legs. Take the shoulders back really. Pull the chin in. And then begin to collapse into this or fold into it. Release the head down. Begin to round the back. Let the hands go. And then release. And maybe you'd like to tuck your arms underneath the legs to help pull the trunk down. Lots of possibilities here. If you have a lot of tightness and the knees are up nice, like really high, sit on something to elevate the hips. You can also bring blocks underneath the knees so that you can relax them, relax the legs. You can also open the feet. So if the hips are open enough, you can open the feet like a book and keep pressing down into the legs, and then keep working the face towards the feet. Take a few more deep breaths. And a little longer, and being fully present in the breath. If the mind wanders, then it's starting to get distracted. So all we really need to do is you just notice the breath again and focus on it, or you can notice body parts, and then you can really start to sense some of the subtleties in the body. So focusing maybe on the head, or focusing on the spine itself, or focusing on the legs. Three more deep breaths. And we'll start to rise, unfolding. The head will rise last. We're going to change this right into a pigeon. So what we can do is simply roll to the right sitting bone and lift the left leg and send it behind. And then reposition yourself so that you have the right foot in the right spot for your body, further out for open hips, underneath the right sitting bone for more closed hips. And then simply start to relax and let go. And if you want to feel like support, you can bring a block or blankets for the head. We'll be here for, let's say, a minute and a half, so we can get into at least a couple layers from the surface in this hip. We passed our first minute, maybe a couple more breaths, and then we're at our 90 seconds. So we're going to be rising, and we're going to find another back bend here. Maybe we can get in a little deeper at this point. So once you rise, keep the hands down and maybe walk them in towards that right thigh. Lift the heart, send the shoulders back. So you can stay here and keep building strength. Maybe lift the hands, keep building back strength. Or if you feel like you can go deeper, you're going to bend the left knee and then take right hand to left foot or ankle or lower leg, and let that leg pull the arm back. If that feels really challenging, then you're going to stay here so long as you can breathe deeply. If you feel like you want to go a little further, you're going to bring right hand down and turn to the left leg, turning to the left, and then hold the left leg, hold the left hand, I don't know, hand to foot. They're holding each other really, because now you're going to push the foot or the leg into this left arm. And you want the hand to be to the inside of the left foot, and you want the shoulder, the elbow, to be pressing downward. So you could feel the shoulder blade push into the back. You can turn the head to the left. Really feel this opening of the chest. And we'll start to release out. Let's come back into our bound angle posture so we can get in the way that we got in for this side. So come back to soles of the feet together. Lower in just for a breath, just so you can assess how the body feels when one side was worked on in our pigeon and our back bend. And then rise and come into the left side. So we'll swing that right leg back and reposition. And then when you're ready, lower in. And again, we'll be here for 90 seconds. So watching the body, watching the breath, filling up all of the space of the body with your presence, embracing it completely. We've already made it. Moving a little quicker. So let's take another breath. And we'll start to rise. And it feels like it was way too quick. So hopefully I wasn't totally off there. So we're going to rise, and then again, we're going to find that back bend. So maybe hands down and squeezing shoulders back. Maybe we keep the arms lifted for a little bit and then set them down and just kind of play around there. We can start with bending the right knee, and again, taking left hand, so opposite hand to ankle, foot, or leg, and then pushing the leg into the hand. Always feeling free to move the head around when we feel tension building up in the neck or anything like that. Just encouraging some mobility and openness in the neck and in the upper back. And then if you want to go a little further, you might hold right hand to right foot. You want to walk the hand to the inside of the foot, turning the heart and the head to the right, and then pushing the foot into the hand. Drawing the elbow down. Couple deep breaths. And we'll come to center. Roll to the left hip, bring the right leg forward, bring the soles of the feet together again. Let's release down into this bound angle posture. Releasing the head, folding in. 5 deep breaths. So find the fullest expression of this posture you can find. Maybe the feet come in closer, maybe the elbows push the knees down, maybe you can open the feet like a book. Find the point of openness that you have and then lean into it. And then we'll take one more breath. And unfold, lift the back, lift the head. Cross the ankles. Let's work with the neck, and then we're going to take a passive spinal twist on the mat. So bring hands to the thighs, fold the hands into each other nice and close, so it feels much better than hands to knees. Roll the shoulders a few times. Take the shoulders back, down. Let's turn the head left and right a few times. Preventing stiffness in the neck by mobilizing the neck. Simple principle. Then we'll bring the head to center, and then let's take the head up and down a few times. Bring the head to center. Lift the left ear up towards the sky. Send the left shoulder down. Head to center. Lift the right ear. Right shoulder down. And bring the head to center. A little bit of motion in the head, some shaking out. Circles, half circles, whatever feels good. And then we're going to come down to the back. So finding your way all the way down. Once you're there, keep the left leg extended, but pick up the right leg and hold the right leg with the hands. You can hold behind the thigh, you can hold the calf, you can have one hand towards the foot. Just holding in a way that feels right to you. Let's get a little motion in the ankle. And flex and point. And then flexing the foot and taking some deep breaths. You might lift the head, you might draw the leg in closer towards the trunk. With every breath, little by little. Now, if you can hold the right foot with the right hand, let's say hold the big toe with the peace fingers, you're going to hold that and then take the left hand down to the left thigh and send the right leg out to the right. If that's a little challenging, you can just bend the knee and then press down into this right leg with the arm. So this knee is out to the right, kind of like you're trying to flatten the right leg onto the mat, or onto the floor really. And then you're holding the left thigh down with the left hand. You can turn the head to the left. And then let's bring the leg back to center and switch legs. To release the right leg, bring the left leg in, extend it upwards, holding it and working with the ankle. Then we'll flex the foot. Keep the leg as elevated as you can. You can bend the knee, but just keep the foot flexed. Maybe lifting the trunk. Okay, see if you can grasp the left big toe with the peace fingers. And if that's too challenging, no worries, we just bend the leg. We're going to take the left leg over to the left, right arm down onto the right thigh to hold it. Press it down. If you have that knee bent, you're pushing into that leg with the left arm. I'm going to bring this leg to center and then release the leg. Now taking the left leg forward, bring the right knee in towards the chest again. Now we're going to cross this leg to the left. Let's take the right arm out to the right and then cross the right knee over to the left. Use the left arm. Okay, once you're there, keep the right shoulder blade down. Turn the head to the right, or if it feels good, turn the head side to side. Whatever feels good. If it's good to keep the head neutral, do so. Want to turn it to the right, do so. So not much effort to twist here as we're using the position of the leg to help the spine twist, and we're using gravity. So just releasing into that passive position. Maybe even letting go of the leg and just letting that arm, left arm, come out to the left. And just feeling now a release into this twist. We're preparing for Shavasana. We could start to prepare mentally. We're going to bring the knee to center. Extend the leg. Adjust the hips if needed. Bring the left knee in. And then guide the left knee to the right with the left arm out to the left. Just letting the spine surrender to this position. With the leg in this way. With the force of gravity. Just letting go into this twist. Maybe our right arm releases out to the right. And we'll start to come back to center. You can bring both the knees in, give them a big squeeze, maybe lift the head. And now it's time to rest. So releasing the legs, releasing the arms, finding Shavasana so that the body can rest completely, that you put no effort into this being, this presence in the physical body, no effort. So now just a full release into this body. A full release into the atmosphere within the body, the atmosphere without the body. letting the internal and the external come together. And letting that presence expand beyond the body as the inner and the outer come together. Resting into that expansion. Still resting in that expansion. Feeling what seems to be internal and external blend together as you rest. And then we'll start to come back to a deeper breath. Start to come back to attentiveness towards the body. Notice how it feels to be in it, and maybe start to feel some textures between the hands and your physical surroundings. Maybe you begin to stretch the arms behind and find some length. And slowly moving the body again, maybe knees to chest. Maybe a little rocking to your side to rest there for a moment. And then when you're ready, find your way up to seated. So we can seal this practice, seal this time that you have put yourself into your body very consciously and carefully, building a good relationship with this body that you inhabit. Giving it the attention that it does not just need, but that you benefit from when you do it. And that we learn from that placement of our attention. It is the best teacher. So let's seal this practice with palms together, sounding Om by breathing in through the nose. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.